Hello and welcome to 18 WJTS-Inform. I'm your host, Bill Potter. Tonight, we're going to do something a little different on WJTS-Inform. We're going to take a trip to a special post office in Santa Claus, Indiana, where we'll talk with Pat Koch as she helps special volunteers answer letters to Santa.
We are helping Santa to answer letters. Santa comes by here often and checks. The letters are delivered to the Santa Claus, Indiana Post Office, which is in town on the strip mall. And they come here sometimes with just the word North Pole, sometimes just Santa, sometimes the guy in the big red suit. The post office department does wonderful things this time of year. And so they are all delivered there by the tubs full. And we have a couple of people, especially Ed is our mail elf, M-A-I-L, M-A-L-E, and he goes in every morning and picks up those letters, brings them over here to the original post office building, which we are in here, the old post office building from the 1800s, and then they are sorted by like families, locations, schools, various ways so that the process becomes a little easier when the elves get the letters. Then every letter is opened and read and answered with the personal name of the child and a personal note at the bottom.
How long has this been done?
We think what we can find out is since 1914 with the postmaster. Our records, that's when we think it happened. We have more information from around the 30s. And that was when my father, Jim Yelly, came on the scene and saw the tremendous job that the postmaster had. Because people bring their mail here, their Christmas cards and boxes and all that. And with the only post office in the world being Santa Claus, Indiana, post office is very busy. So he decided to help the postmaster and asked the Veterans, Foreign Wars, the American Legion, the Sisters of Ferdinand, some typing classes, and to get it done. And then there was a story in the paper in the 30s by Ripley's Believe It or Not, the cartoon. That was huge. That year they got over 100,000 letters, and that's a lot of letters. We did over 22,000 last year. So it's a great deal of letters to help Santa get out.
I'm sure there is, for those who are volunteering to sign the letters, it's a very personal way of giving back to the community.
People actually get hooked. We talk about how they get hooked. They may come just to maybe get a letter for a grandchild or something, and then they see the tremendous work there is. They see the letters, how heartwarming they are, some of them sad. Many of them happy, many of them funny, and want to help. And so it's all volunteer. Emily, the director of the museum, schedules groups. And so when we have, like yesterday, we had a group of about 7 Girl Scouts from Pobstadt, and they were just wonderful. And they're high school young ladies. So when you get a really big group of people, that group in there will do really, really well. We've done 400, 500 already today.
Is there anything you'd like to add?
Children can come here in the original post office. Somebody donated these desks for us from a school from long ago, as you can tell. And they can come here and write a letter to Santa on this piece of paper. And we ask that they please leave their name, address, and zip code. And then they put it in the mailbox and ring the bell so the elves know they've written a letter. So it's a place for children to write a letter also.
Am I too old to write a letter to Santa?
Nobody's too old. Nobody's too old. The really interesting thing is that there are letters in there right now from Belarus and Taiwan and China and Germany and all over the world. And they come here for some strange reason at Christmas time.
Santa Claus, Indiana has a very rich history, and part of that history is shown in the Christmas Museum, the Santa Claus Christmas Museum, that is located in Santa Claus, Indiana. And we talked with Pat Koch also about the Christmas Museum at Santa Claus, Indiana.
There's never been a museum as such And as the daughter of Santa Jim Yellig and as the wife of Bill Cook, who started everything here, I really felt the great need to keep the history. I'm one of the few people, who remember so many things that happened here in the 30s and 40s. It's a long time ago. And so I've been very lucky that the family has worked with me, to get this original post office building here, acquired the original little church that is just beautiful, had been sitting in the woods deteriorating down there, and that's a wonderful thing. And then the whole collection that I have, because of being, part of that Cook family, Yellig family, all the things I have that need to be displayed. So I don't know anything about museums, but decided to do it.
When did it first open?
Oh gosh, I'm not good at dates at all. At all. I'm terrible. I love people, but not dates. What is this? 16? I think maybe 2009 or thereabouts. And we started up in the strip mall up there where the store is and the post office and everything. And then I said, oh, no, we need more space. And so we got this space and worked with my son at that time. And so part of that building down there is the actual museum. And then we keep acquiring things. We're going to get the first fire truck called Rudolph, the great big red nose. People are happy to have things displayed.
If somebody comes to the museum, what are some of the displays that they'll see, or displays that in your mind stand out?
Well, there's a document down there when the post office department in Washington, D.C. Created the post office of Santa Claus, Indiana, which is really important because my grandmother used to call the town Santa Fe, and I thought she was wrong, but in my day you didn't correct your grandmother. I thought that it was supposed to be Santa Fe. But on that document, it is Santa Fe, 2 E's. And we have a plot map of the town when it was Santa Fe, and then 1800s, each little settlement had a doctor, had a school, had a grocery store, had a creamery, had a blacksmith, all that, they were. So that's how that town was for a while down there. And, as things changed, but we have that document that says, name the town. They said it can't be Santa Fe. There is already a post office in Indiana by Santa Fe. And they wrote in Santa Claus with an E, which is one of my pet peeves. Santa Claus does not have an E. At any rate, they wrote that, before computers. And so the name, who decided in Washington, D.C. to name a town Santa Claus? Now, the legend is that the children and the townspeople were sitting in the grocery store, post office, general store down in the town on Christmas Eve, debating about what to name the town. And the local circuit rider, the preacher who went through town, held services, moved on to the next town, was Wittenbach. But they thought they might use the name Wittenbach. And of course, if they had, you wouldn't be here today, nor would I. But at any rate, the legend is that there was the sound of jingle bells, and there was the reindeer, and it was snowing, and the door opened, and Santa Claus burst in, and the townspeople said, Santa Claus, that's the name of our town. That's a much better story than the document.
I agree with that. Is there like old Christmas items that are there, things like that in the museum?
There is a history of the town and the post office. And like the big long table is from the original post office, the typewriter, pictures of the original postmasters, a plat of the town of Santa Fe, and then, even of the statue, pieces of the crumbling base that had to be repaired, pictures of the dedication of the statue. There is a wax figure of Santa Jim and his voice. There are some antique dolls. We have more, but we don't have room to display. We just really don't have room.
What does it mean to you to see this develop to what it is today?
Well, it means a lot to me. This is really my project now because of the fact that I think as you grow older, you realize how history needs to be kept properly. People will say, why was this town named this? And how did it, just questions you ask me. And those things need to be recorded. And then we need to pay tribute to the people, like all the people through the years who helped Santa answer letters. It's really important, I think, that we maintain the history. So it means a lot to me.
What are the hours for somebody who would like to come to see the museum or to come and write letters to Santa?
Generally 9 to 5. That's pretty much it.
Monday through Friday, Monday through Saturday?
Right now, it's through Sunday. We're open 7 days a week now during the Christmas season. And on Saturdays, we have great days. We'll have a storyteller. She'll tell the story of St. Nicholas and how the town was named, and she's wonderful. We have a quartet singing Christmas carols in the church, and it's a real Christmas spirit. A lot of people have a lot of fun.
Well, we hope you enjoyed this very special WJTS Inform as we went to Santa Claus, Indiana. Thanks to Pat Koch, who took the time out to talk with us as they were writing letters to Santa Claus. Thank you for watching WJTS Inform. Happy holidays from all of us. We're local people watching local people.